Dear friends, welcome to the Rural IT Quiz program. The Department of Electronics, IT/BT, Science and Technology, Government of Karnataka, in association with Tata Consultancy Services, came together in the year 2000 to create a unique initiative, the Rural IT Quiz. After its successful launch and implementation in Karnataka, the program today is conducted across 8 states of India. It has provided an impetus to a multitude of students who have been a part of this annual knowledge extravaganza. The objective of the quiz is to enhance IT awareness among the students from smaller towns and districts across India, while providing an opportunity to learn about the many advances in the world of information technology. The program also strives to boost the confidence level of students, helping them to showcase their talent and realize their potential. The Rural IT Quiz is a shining example of government-corporate partnership to make India a truly digital nation. The 22nd edition of the quiz will welcome into its fold newer participants to a mammoth national community of over 18 million students who have benefited from this program till date. While many eminent personalities have been a part of and showered praise on this initiative, the Limca Book of Records recognizes the Rural IT Quiz as the first quiz on information technology for the students of rural India. We would like to take this opportunity to express our appreciation to all the participating states, government departments, schools and teachers for the overwhelming response and support we have received for the quiz this year. We hope you all have a great quizzing experience.
A big hello and a warm welcome to all you young students, teachers, educators, schools, and the thousands of you watching this fantastic quiz. This is me, Pickbrain, and it's indeed my pleasure and privilege on behalf of the Government of Karnataka and Tata Consultancy Services to welcome you to the national final of the Rural IT Quiz. Well, 20 plus years, as you just heard during the introduction, has been this journey. A quiz that has never failed to appear every year for the last 20 plus years is an illustration and a reflection of the fantastic partnership that has been forged between the Department of Electronics, IT/BT, Government of Karnataka and Tata Consultancy Services. Not just in Karnataka, but across various states of this country which have been part of this quiz over the last 2 decades. Well, lakhs and lakhs of students have been part of this fascinating journey. It also happened to be one of the quizzes that impressed our former president, Dr. Abdul Kalam, very dearly, and he made it a point to attend a quiz a couple of years ago, and that was truly a day of great honor and a humbling experience for all of us. Such is the stature of this quiz. Today, we've got fantastic young children who have won this quiz from their respective locations. But before we go to see who they are, let's first take a look at what these locations and states are through which this quiz has traveled. Let's take a look at, well, shall we call it the route map? Here it comes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that then the 8 states that are part of this fascinating extravaganza. If it is such a huge quiz with millions taking part, well, the prizes or the stakes should be equally high. Let's take a look. So ladies and gentlemen, and all of you boys and girls watching this quiz across this nation, you've seen the terrain, you've seen the stakes. These are huge prizes for youngsters who are still in school to win. Well, these are huge prizes even if you are not in school. Even if it was a corporate quiz, these are fascinating prizes. I just wish I was in school sometimes, but I'm long past my school days. And life was very simple those days. Of course, the competition was a lot simpler too, to be very fair to them. Lakhs taking part, well, mine was a generation of hundreds. So ladies and gentlemen, here we are today at the big finale. And before I tell you who our 8 champions are from the 8 states, it is our duty to first start with a thank you. Well, quiz of this magnitude, size and scale would not happen without active collaborations. And it's really wonderful to see various governments coming together. A special thank you to the Gujarat Council of Science and Technology, the Directorate of School Education from Madhya Pradesh, the Rajasthan Council of School Education, the Samagra Sikshana from that state, the Department of School Education from Andhra Pradesh, the Department of School Education at Chhattisgarh, the DDPI and the DDPUs from the Department of Education, Government of Karnataka, and the Education Department of the other states. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's never possible to put something like this together but for the support of every participating school. On behalf of the Government of Karnataka and TCS, a big, big thank you to every school, every principal, and every teacher for the extraordinary support, especially in these digital times. It's sometimes very easy for them to organize an event in the school, but to get their children in thousands to take part, to provide them with the required technology assistance, remarkable initiative. And it's really nice to see that the participation has actually grown when we've gone digital with all these quizzes that are now happening online. For the moment, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to unveil our 8 champions from across the 8 states. It's a big stage today. It's the national final. But first, a look at our national finalists. Here we go. First up here today with us, we have with us from Rajasthan, Yashashvi Jaiswal. If you could just wave to us, Yashasvi. Lovely. So it's one young lady in the big final here today, or one young girl in the big final here today. But well, she's going to battle it out with all these young men taking part as we go to our second contestant on your screen now. Representing Maharashtra here today is the champion from that state, is Ojas Raut. Welcome, Ojas. As we move on to our next state, coming up on your screens now. As it is time for us to welcome our champion from Madhya Pradesh, representing them, Pushkar Yadav. Welcome, Pushkar. Moving to our next state, here we are. It's a state that has done very well in this quiz, along with the Maharashtras and the Madhya Pradeshs, is Gujarat. And representing them as the Gujarat champion this year, Priyanshu Sinha. Welcome to you, Priyanshu. Everyone has a thumbs up. Let's see which one stays as we go to the next state. Here we come. From the state of Chhattisgarh, which has been doing very well, especially on the education front with some lovely schools, is Ayush Chauhan. Welcome, Ayush. And time for us to move to our next state after Ayush. We go right up north. Here it is. One of India's important states, gigantic state, Uttar Pradesh. The champion from there, Vishesh Kumar. Welcome, Vishesh. As we move to the next one, and the penultimate state, not too far from Karnataka, here it is. Representing the state of Andhra Pradesh as its champion this year is Ganesh Bharadwaj. Welcome, Ganesh. And completing our lineup from the home state of this quiz, well, it doesn't really matter from a contestant's point of view, but nonetheless the host state of the quiz, Karnataka, with its champion coming up next. Representing a highly competitive state in this quiz, the champion, Jayant Hegde. Welcome to you. Those then, ladies and gentlemen, are 8 finalists here today at the big stage, the national final of the National Rural IT Quiz, the 2021 edition, the second one that we are doing entirely digitally. Well, for the moment, before we get started, let's take a look at the rounds before I tell you the rules. Here are a look at the 5 rounds that we will play at the national final. Coming up now. So there you are, ladies and gentlemen, with the 5 rounds that we're going to play on, from Byte Clouds to Bytes Agile. All of these are part of modern technologies that you are going to be part of. But for the moment, of course, the rules of the game before we start with the first frontier have been extremely fair, looking at all the other state finals. And given that it is so close a national final, well, the scoring pattern will remain the same across all the rounds. All questions in this big national final will be on the buzzer, so it's absolutely fair to all the 8 of you. 1 attempt is all that is allowed per question. 5 seconds of time is all that you will have on the questions, unless, of course, the rules of a particular round are different. After those 5 seconds, if no one presses the buzzer, the question will lapse, which means the question is dead after 5 seconds. So you got only 5 seconds to understand the question and choose to press the buzzer. It's a national final, so you got to be fast. Second, the stakes are high. In the national final, you get a +100 if you get it right. You get a -100 if you get it wrong. So the pressure is going to be on you to play carefully and be very careful while you play that game. Remember, you're going to be a champion from millions who have been part of this quiz. It's always a unique thing to say, I am a champion of a national quiz, which reaches out to lakhs and lakhs of people. It's also a combination of some phenomenal governments across this country, Tata Consultancy Services. It simply does not get bigger than this. For the moment, ladies and gentlemen, all the best to all of you. Do well. May the best one win. If you're ready, time for us to get started with the first frontier of this big final. Time for us to play on Byte Clouds. Here it comes. $100 the value. 1 attempt is all that is allowed for you on each of the questions. 5 seconds of time. On Byte Clouds, you will have a few clouds, so to say, on your screen. And you got to crack the answer based on the number of clouds, which indicates the number of letters in the answer. I'm going to be super strict on time. It's a national final of the quiz. If you're ready, first question on the screen coming up now. This is a pictorial representation of a facial expression, normally using characters. Ayush has gone for it. Yes, Ayush.
Emoticons.
He's absolutely right. He's quick and fast with a 2-second reaction time. He'll get the first 100 from Chhattisgarh is Ayush Chauhan. On the second one, on your screens now. The public blockchain platform has ADA as an internal cryptocurrency, was founded in 2015. So nobody going on that question. The answer that I was looking for is Cardano. As we move on to the next question, hands on the buzzer. Hold your buzzers up, contestants. As we move to the third one, on your screens now. This is an online social networking service created by Paul and Todd in 2014. Created in 2014. Pushkar has gone for it. Yes, Pushkar, he's on the buzzer.
ELLO
Is perfectly correct. He'll get himself 100 on that one. Pushkar getting 100 and he represents Madhya Pradesh. 2 out of 3 being cracked here by the contestants as we go to the next one on your screens now. Tim Berners-Lee invented the World Wide Web using this publishing language. What are we talking about? Ganesh has gone for it. Yes, Ganesh.
HTML
Is absolutely right. He'll get that right on HTML and he gets himself 100 as well. Everyone's playing the game well. 3 of them on 100 apiece. As we go to the next question on your screens now. Motorola Mobility are now subsidiaries of a big company. Vishesh has gone for it very quickly. Yes, Vishesh.
For Lenovo.
Is absolutely correct. Oh, this is a big national final and you can see how good these contestants are as we go to question number 6 on your screens now. This refers to computers and networks that are not connected directly to the internet or to any other computers that are connected to the internet. What am I talking about? Nobody on the buzzer. 5 seconds of time. Ticking away. Well, everyone missing out on that opportunity. The answer that I was looking for is air gap. Tough question for all of you and nobody getting that question. Moving to the next question. Hands on the buzzer. Question appearing on your screen. Nobody getting the previous one. The answer being air gap. Here we go. This symbol, popular on the internet, was popularly known as a pound symbol. Is someone going for it on the buzzer? A pound sign is today a well-known thing, especially in social media. 5 seconds of time. Oh, someone's gone for it. Ayush it is. Yes, Ayush.
Hashtag.
Say that again.
Hashtag.
Hashtag is absolutely correct. He's got that and he's got another 100 to his credit with that is Ayush. The final question, early days in this game on your screen. Question number 8 with 8 contestants coming up on your screen now. They claim that they are the first global music service with high fidelity sound, high def video quality, along with expertly curated playlists. Yes, Pushkar.
TIDAL.
Tidal. T-I-D-A-L. He plays the game well. When he knows it, he spells it. He got ELO right, E-L-L-O, he said. And now he's got Tidal right and he gets himself another 100. So Pushkar is on 200 with that strike that he has on Tidal. But I tell you what, 2 of them on 200, 1 of them on 100, or maybe 2 of them on 100. So 4 of them really doing well to get started. But I'll take a look at the scores at the end of the next round. Time for us to move into the second frontier of our game. Time for bite recognition. Here it comes. All right, please hold your buzzers up as we move into the second frontier. 100 remains the value of every question, whether you get it right or whether you get it wrong. Please remember, 5 seconds is all that you get on every question. I might add something to what appears on your screen, but the moment you press the buzzer, I will stop reading the question. Starting with the first one on your screen, here it is. Persona was a decentralized authentication system for the web. This was essentially based on a browser ID protocol prototyped by X and standardized by IETF. What is X? Think of a browser. Nobody. 5 seconds of time running up. So ladies and gentlemen, no one going on that 5 seconds of time, lapsing on that question. The answer that I was looking for, Mozilla. No one getting that right? As we move to the next question, hands on the buzzer, here it comes. What is being shown here? Someone's gone for it, it's Priyanshu. Absolutely quick time, he's gone for it. Yeah, Priyanshu.
Kaleidoscope.
It's the logic of a kaleidoscope, but I need a better technology answer.
So,
because you stopped me, you didn't even allow me to explain. Yes. So I'm giving you a fair chance. Not going for it. 5 seconds of time crossing. Minus 100 to Priyanshu on that. This is NFT. NFT in its best form possible that is being shown to you. Kevin McCoy, the person behind it. Well, tough one for him. And, well, it sells for more than $1 million now. As we go to the next one on your screens, question number 3. Now. The next generation of spectacles. Who are we talking about? This could be a quick buzz if someone goes for it. The next generation of spectacles. Which company is behind these spectacles? Giant is going for it. Yes, Giant.
Snap
is correct. Is absolutely correct. Snap will give you 100 on that. And we move to the next question as Giant gets his first 100. And the next question coming up on your screens now. Which company makes this Wi-Fi router called Core? They are better known. Giant, yes.
Norton.
Plus 100 to him again. Quick and fast, he's on the buzzer. He's got that right and he gets himself another 100. As we go to the next one on your screens, here it comes. Question number 5. Which company has brought out this book, Ransomware Defense for Dummies? It's a famous company in the networking business. 5 seconds of time. Someone's gone for it. Pushkar it is.
Cisco, sir. Cisco.
Is correct. Absolutely right on that. He's got Cisco right and he gets himself 100 on that effort. As we go to the next one, hands on the buzzer, question appearing on your screen now. Tilt Brush is a room scaling 3D painting virtual reality application. Yashashvi is giving it a shot. Yes, Yashashvi. What do you know about this?
Google.
Very well played. She was really fast on that and she's got herself 100 on that effort. As we go to the next one, hands on that buzzer. Question on your screen now. This is a programming language. I'm giving no more clues. 5 seconds of time lapsing. Nobody taking a shot at it. The answer is Lua. L-U-A, Lua, a very, very important programming language. Nobody getting that right. As we move to the final question in the second frontier. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the national final of the National Rural IT Quiz brought to you by TCS and the government of Karnataka. Final question, round 2 on your screen now. These are shoes. Priyanshu has gone for it. Yes, Priyanshu. Yeah.
These are Nike shoes.
These are Nike shoes. You got to give me something more. It's an IT quiz.
So these are Nike shoes. That is like waffle is the code name for these shoes.
Well, he was talking of a shoe which is different from Pong. Minus 100 again to you, Priyanshu. He's trying to play and get the scores and he's getting negatives, but he's really playing hard. Another minus 100 to him. These are actually blockchain-based shoes created by Atari. Gaming companies are now getting into shoe manufacturing, or rather the accessories business for youngsters like you. So ladies and gentlemen, 2 rounds of quizzing here at the big national final of this quiz. But before I show you where these contestants stand, and trust me, it's a scorecard that's going to be an amazing one that you would want to take a look at. For the moment, permit me a very quick break. On the other side, all the action from this national final. Stay with us. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're with me, Pickbrain, here today at the big national final of the National Rural IT Quiz for 2021. Brought to you by the Karnataka government, the government of Karnataka, the departments of education of various other states which are part of this, in association with Tata Consultancy Services. Over 2 decades of this wonderful quiz, we've got 8 extraordinary champions playing with us here today in the big final. One of them will emerge the big champion here today. But for the moment, let's take a look at where they stand. It's indeed a big battle here today. Almost all of them on that scorecard. Yashashvi, Vishesh, Ganesh, all on 100. Ayush and Jayant on 200. Pushkar, with 1 or 2 very good answers, is leading the quiz at this point with 300. All of that can change, and change very quickly. For the moment, we move on to the next frontier of our battle. It's going to be a tight one. Superb start to a national final. Everybody doing well as we move on to borderless bites. Here it comes. Four questions is what you will now get in these rounds, but these are tougher questions. So the questions get tougher, the points remain the same. As we start with the first one, all eyes on your screen, hands on the buzzer, question appearing now. What is an OTT application? Someone's gone for it, it's Priyanshu. Go ahead. He was 1 second reaction time, that's fast. Yes.
So OTTs are basically online television services such as, for example, Big Boss OTT, and there's many more such shows which are shown on the internet instead of the television.
Would you know what is OTT by any chance? He's given the explanation. The question is, what is an OTT application? It powers programs and televisions on the internet. He'll get himself 100. The explanation is correct. It's basically over-the-top application. So normal line is television, etc. When you're over the top and you power it on the internet, he explained the application correctly, so he will get himself 100 is Priyanshu. As we go to the next one, on your screens now. Snoop or Snooper Vision Beta was essentially announced by a particular company, which is a 360-degree mode used with Snoop Dogg. 5 seconds of time. Which great company are we talking about? Giant has gone for it. Yes, Giant.
Google.
Which specific entity?
Google YouTube.
Is correct. Is correct. Give it to you on YouTube, which is what I was looking for as a specific answer. Absolutely correct. As we move on to the next one, on your screens, he gets another 100. Here's your next question. Booker Lee is a serif typeface by Dalton Mag on which device? Yashasvi. Go ahead, Yashasvi. It's something that we all use very often. It's a font which makes reading easy.
Amazon Kindle.
Is perfectly correct. Absolutely right on that one. She gets herself 100. Kindle. Well, I do hope you are into a reading habit too as quizzers. As Yashasvi gets 100 and she moves to 200. When she knows it, she's very confident. As we go to the final question on your screens. Now. From which gaming console? Priyanshu. Joy-Con. Yes?
Nintendo Switch.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. When Priyanshu goes for it, he's going for it really quickly and fast. Superbly answered. He's negated all the negatives that he had got. But we're going to go into the penultimate frontier of this game as the battle is becoming really, really tight and close. Yashashvi, Pushkar, Giant, all within striking distance of each other as we go to bite content. Here it comes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 4 questions in this round as well for you. You got to make sense of multiple bytes of content that will appear on your screen and give me an answer. 5 seconds is all that you have as duration of time to crack those answers. As we move to the first question, hands on that buzzer. Here we go. Overall answer is a huge company, Priyanshu. Boy, he is so
Apple Inc.
quick. Yes, go on.
Apple.
Apple. Perfectly answered. Priyanshu, another 100. Oh, he's making a huge comeback. He was on minus 200 and from there he's now got to a plus 100. I tell you what, if he continues to play this way, he might just do something dramatic in this quiz. What he needs to tell himself is he needs to play 100 at a time and not put the pressure on himself to reach 300. But one more question and then he just needs 100. So life turns out very well when you know how to play the singles, the Rahul Dravid way, if one would call it that. Here is the next one on your screen now. Overall answer is a tricky one. Be careful. Yashasvi is giving it a shot this time. Overall company is what I'm looking for. Yes, Yashasvi.
Microsoft.
Is perfectly correct. Oh, Yashasvi gets 100. That takes her also to 300 if my mental arithmetic is correct. If she gets another 100, she's going to put pressure on all the others. Here's the next one on your screens now. Grace. Priyanshu is taking a shot at it. Yes, Priyanshu.
NVIDIA.
NVIDIA or NVIDIA as some people call it will give him 100. Oh, what a crucial moment for him to get within striking distance. One more question and then I'll show you the scores. I think I'm getting as excited as these contestants and you watching this big final. But what a phenomenal scorecard. The final question on your screen there. Oh, in a flash we've got Priyanshu going for it again. Yes, Priyanshu.
Adobe.
Is perfect. He has done the unthinkable so far. From minus 200, young Priyanshu has made a huge comeback here today in this quiz. Well, he is sweating and he has every reason to be sweating. It's a big national final and he knows he really had to do this. From Gujarat, the young boy has shown great amount of tenacity and courage, not giving up on a minus 200. He's blasted his way back into this quiz with 5 correct answers. And that's the way he's reached 300, because he had to negate 2 and then start all over from 0. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for all that excitement, on the other side of this break, I will show you where the contestants stand. Give me just a moment. We'll be back.
The health of any nation can be checked by the health of its citizens. India's millions had no way to connect to what they needed most: quality healthcare. TCS provided just what the doctor ordered: a bridge. Not an ordinary bridge of steel and cement, a special bridge, built with the magic of technology, an online and real-time, secured on-the-cloud platform that acted as a bridge used not for vehicles but to save lives. This bridge was a transformative digital platform that connected those in need with the healthcare they needed. Over 120 million people have benefited from it. You might know this bridge as the Ayushman Bharat program, but at TCS, we have another name for it: the Bridge of Hope.
TCS, part of your story.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're with me, Pickbrain, watching a fabulous national final of the Rural IT Quiz. Well, it's a fabulous quiz in the first place. A phenomenal creation between the government of Karnataka and Tata Consultancy Services, with 7 other governments being part of it. It's a big final. And what a scenario here today in this big final. Let me show you the scores, which reflects my excitement here today. Look at that scorecard. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a phenomenal final with 4 of our contestants on 300 points. Yashasvi is on 300. Pushkar is on 300. Priyanshu is now on 300 and Jayant has been sitting on 300. Oh boy, what a final. And if that is not enough, we've got Ayush on 200. He plays well, but he's not scored for a while. His answers were very good in the early half of this quiz, as is Vishesh and Ganesh. But I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it's the final frontier of this game that's pretty much going to decide who's going to be the big champion in this big final. For the moment, the final frontier of this quiz. It's time for them to be agile as we throw them a few bites. Here it comes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it all comes down to the final frontier of this battle, where I'm going to have 2 clues on every question for you. The value remains 100. You are allowed to make only 1 attempt per clue as a contestant, which means if you've tried in the first clue and got it wrong, it's only the remaining 7 who can try the second clue. The negative continues to remain a minus 100 on both the clues. So be extremely careful in the way you play the game. You want to take a high risk on the first clue, you can do that. If you make a second attempt before I show the second clue, well, the question still ends with 2 attempts. So you can't then say he attempted on the second without the second clue, so I'm taking a 3rd attempt. All right? So if you are ready, ladies and gentlemen, 6 opportunities, 3 questions technically. The first one, all nerves on the buzzer. It's not just hands anymore. As we start with the first one on your screens, first clue coming up now. It's an extraordinarily famous company which is trying to create awareness on water in this world. A great entertainment giant. Whose game is this? 5 seconds. Nobody on the buzzer. Second clue coming up on your screen. Giant, yes.
Up to down.
Minus 100 to you. Minus 100 to you on that. Ojas is now going for it, just as he's got a negative. Go ahead, Ojas, not waiting for the next clue.
Creature thief.
Is also a -100 to you. Well, not allowing me to give the next clue to you, which may have helped you. The great Walt Disney is the answer that I was looking for. They're getting into a lot of gaming in the modern world. So, if you really look at Walt Disney, it's phenomenal. From Avengers on one side to Eternals now on the other, to gaming on the other side. It's all Walt Disney Studios all over for youngsters. 100 being lost by Giant, 100 being lost by Ojas in the first attempt. 2 attempts allowed, remember, as we go to the second question on your screen. Now, launching people is a very simple line. It's a global campaign. Giant is taking a shot at it. Yes, Giant?
Samsung.
Is absolutely correct.
Samsung.
He recovers the 100 and he presses very quickly on that to get back to 300. Well, ladies and gentlemen, one final question remaining. It can be a really nervous moment. We've again got 4 of them on 300. Yashasvi, Priyanshu, Pushkar and Giant. And if Ayush gets 100 on the last question, he will also reach that 300 mark. So it can be a very complicated tiebreaker. But for the moment, the final question, first clue on your screens now. All of these will lead you to one famous Indian. Nobody on the buzzer. Here is the final clue of the final question on your screens. Someone's gone for it. Ojas.
Mukesh Bansal.
We'll give you a -100. -100 to you as the next clue comes up on your screens now. Ola is also an important entity which would be part of this great Indian. One great, someone's gone for it. Ayush it is. If he gets 100, he'll get to 300 as well. He's taking a chance. Yes, Ayush?
Sir, is it Ratan Tata?
All of this is investments of Mr. Ratan Tata. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Ayush needs 100. Whether it's a quiz competition or real life, the Tatas and Ratan Tata will never let you down. 100! Oh, brilliant! That's an absolutely brilliant answer. Ratan Tata is no longer just an industrialist and the man behind the thought processes of a great group, but a great investor, a great motivator for young India and entrepreneurs in India. Youngsters like you who are just out of college are people that he today funds and helps them build enterprises for a better India. Well, a quiz like this aims to do the same thing. Equip you for a better future. That's the larger objective of this quiz. It does not really matter where you are today because the digital world breaks all the geographic divide that existed in the past. But ladies and gentlemen, what a phenomenal final. Before I move anywhere, let's take a look at this remarkable scorecard. On 300 is Yashasvi. On 300, Pushkar. On 300, Priyanshu. On 300, Ayush. On 300, Giant. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will go into a tiebreaker and that tiebreaker will tell us who the national champion is going to be. Give me a moment. I'll get my cards and then we have the tiebreaker between these 5 people in a tiebreaker. I've been doing this quiz for all the 22 years that it has been happening. In the history of this quiz and my memory, which is not a bad one, I can tell you I've never, ever had a situation where 5 people are in a tiebreaker for the top spot. Congratulations to all the 5 of you. It's a huge achievement. My heart really goes out to the others who fought well. Vishesh, Ganesh and Ojas. They did their best, but at a national final, well, sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it does not. Nothing's going to matter from here except the next big question. Priyanshu has made a huge comeback. And he has come back from, well, literally being down in the dump at minus 200. So it's a big moment for him. Even if he does not win the quiz, it's a great performance. But for the moment, it's time to go into our tiebreakers. All right. So here we are. We move into the big tiebreaker. 5 of them. Yashashvi, Priyanshu, Pushkar, Ayush and Jayant will battle it out. Plus 10 if they get it right. Minus 10 if they get it wrong. All right. I'm going to read out the questions. If you press the question while I'm reading it out, you're indicating you know the answer. I will stop reading the question the moment you hit the buzzer. So please be very, very careful when you choose to hit that buzzer. All right. Let me start with the first question to you all. This word means door in the Finnish language, which is from Finland. It is a specific service which was created by a great company from Finland. Jayant has gone for it. Yes, Jayant?
Bab.
Is a minus 10 for you. He's out of this race here today. He's got himself a minus 10, trying to take a risk on that. And the answer is not what he has said. As I continue with the question. So, ladies and gentlemen, Jayant crashing out in that tiebreaker. He will now not play. 4 of them left for the top 2 slots. Yashasvi, Priyanshu, Pushkar and Ayush. Battle between the 4 of them as I go to the second question. It's an explanation, hear me carefully. Freden Hillenbrand sat on his typewriter, typing out random sentences and questions on a sheet of paper. This was a research for a project which led to a certain practice of 160 being an important number. What in the world of technology was this 160, therefore, a convention for? 160 as in characters. Nobody is on the buzzer. Guys, I need to see your buzzers, please. Yes? No one's going for it. Your options are, is it the limitation of text messages? Is it the limitation on Twitter? Or is it the original recommendation for limitations? Pushkar is giving it a shot. He's taking a risk. Go ahead, Pushkar. Is a minus 10 to you. He took the negative on that one. He took his chance and he will crash out of this quiz as well. So 3 of them are now being left in this race. Oh my God, we're having a dramatic tiebreaker. One after the other, they're missing out on this. 160 is the text message limitation and not the Twitter limitation as created by Freedom of Germany. As we go to the next question. Hands on the buzzer. 3 of them. Yashasvi, Priyanshu and Ayush. Here we go. This is meant to be for describing the presentation of a document. It works alongside HTML and JavaScript and is called CSS. What does it stand for? In the world of technology, what is CSS? 5 seconds of time. Nobody going on the buzzer on that one. Ayush is going for it. Yes, Ayush.
Sir, is it cascading style sheet?
A cascading style sheet, says Ayush. Ladies and gentlemen, the national champion for 2021 from Chhattisgarh, Ayush Chauhan. Congratulations to you. He's played the game well. He had to come back on the last question. Well, not too far from Chhattisgarh is Jharkhand, and he probably did a Dhoni here today, making a comeback on the last question and then winning this quiz on the tiebreaker. So we've got two more now to fight for the second place as Ayush gets himself a plus 10 on that to get to that big score. The final battle is between the comeback king Priyanshu today and the young girl who's fighting it alone among all these young boys for the national runner-up title. Well, here we go. Steve Jobs chose never to wear shirts. And after a point in time, he just wore polo neck t-shirts. It also reflected in the devices that were created by his company that essentially showed his dislike for something, which he demonstrated even in his attire by wearing only polo necks. What did Steve Jobs not like, which was integrally part of a previous generation of phones and devices? In fact, if you go, Priyanshu is taking a shot. Yes, Priyanshu.
Buttons.
Sorry?
Buttons.
Steve Jobs did not like buttons. He hated buttons, and he only believed in touch screens. So he never wanted to wear a shirt.
iPhone, when the iPhone was first launched, he mentioned that also in the launch event at WWDC.
That he does not like buttons, and he would like a button-free world. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, if you were to go to an Apple store and you get into the lift has no buttons. It's interesting. His dislike, he showed even in his attire. But ladies and gentlemen, young Yashasvi will finish third. But well, there are two big prizes here today. Congratulations, Yashasvi. It's a huge achievement and she really played well here today. But finishing runner-up in this big battle with a massive comeback from -200 to finishing national runner-up from the state of Gujarat, Priyanshu Sinha. Congratulations to you. So ladies and gentlemen, after that remarkable final with 5 of them on a tiebreaker, here is the final scorecard. Emerging champion from Chhattisgarh is Ayush Chauhan, the young lad from BSP Senior School, as our national champion. Finishing runner-up here today from the DAV School of Gujarat is Priyanshu Sinha, making a comeback from -200 to manage to square level with the others, eventually finishing runner-up. Well, all the others get the same prizes, but a special mention to the young girl from Swami Vivekananda School from Rajasthan, Yashasvi Jaiswal, playing a gritty game, but will finish third in this big final, along with the others who did remarkably well. So ladies and gentlemen, time for us to move on to our guests here today. First and foremost, it is the great support and the really outstanding collaboration that TCS has created from the Bangalore office of Tata Consultancy Services, a huge region. The head of the operations for this region, can we hear it from Mr. Sunil Deshpande?
Thank you, Giri. You were great as always. The 22nd edition of Rural IT Quiz will long be remembered as the most closely fought battle of minds in the history of the program. What a gripping finale we witnessed. 5 students in an epic tiebreaker for the national winner's title. This reflects the competitive spirit and the abundant availability of talent of students across smaller towns of the nation. For over 2 decades, Tata Consultancy Services, in association with the Department of Electronics, ITBT, Science and Technology, Government of Karnataka, has been striving to build awareness on the importance of IT skills amongst the rural students. This year, TCS introduced 2 additional states to be a part of this Rural IT Quiz, namely Uttar Pradesh and Andhra Pradesh, besides conducting this event in our traditional 6 states, which are Karnataka, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Chhattisgarh. The nationwide program was conducted seamlessly as a combination of both the online tests as well as the virtual quiz shows, providing students with a great and engaging digital experience. It is indeed heartening that we had students from over 180 plus districts across the nation. This shows the amount of reach that we have had across India. We witnessed an outstanding national finals today. Heartiest congratulations to all the finalists. My best wishes to you. Without further ado, now I would wish to introduce you to the national runner-up for Rural IT Quiz 2021. From KDAV School, Jamnagar, Gujarat, it is Priyanshu Sinha. Can we hear a huge round of applause for Priyanshu? So Priyanshu will take away education scholarship worth rupees 50,000 from Tata Consultancy Services. Congratulations Priyanshu, truly a commendable performance from you. Congrats again. And of course, with a huge round of applause, may I introduce you to the national winner of Rural IT Quiz 2021 from BSP Senior Secondary School, Durg, Chhattisgarh. It is none other than Ayush Chauhan. Can we hear a huge round of applause for Ayush as well? Along with the title of being the national winner, Ayush also takes away a national scholarship worth rupees 1 lakh from Tata Consultancy Services. Congratulations Ayush, and indeed a truly commendable performance from you. Thank you very much. Once again, congratulations to all the participants and the finalists. My best wishes to you for all your future endeavors. Stay safe and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunil. Thank you for those lovely words. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure and privilege to introduce to you now a doctor. Well, he's a medical doctor who is in public life, and it's wonderful to see such people in public life. He's the Minister, appropriately enough, for Science and Technology, Higher Education, IT and BT with the Government of Karnataka. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure and privilege to request Dr. Ashwath Narayan to say a few words.
Namaskar. I really feel very proud to share with you that our Department of Electronics, IT, Biotechnology and Science and Technology, along with Tata Consultancy Services, popularly known as TCS, started this unique competition, the Rural IT Quiz in Karnataka way back in the year 2000 at the beginning of new millennium. You all will wonder why Rural IT Quiz, because we wanted to enhance IT awareness and IT skills among students in smaller towns and districts of Karnataka. Later, we decided to expand this to other parts of India as well. The program is conducted across Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh and Uttar Pradesh. Over a period of 22 years, the Rural IT Quiz has now reached over 1.8 crore students in India, making it one of the biggest quiz program of its kind in the country. It is also recognized by the Limca Book of Records as the first IT quiz program of its kind for rural students in India. The Rural IT Quiz is a shining example of government and corporate partnership to enhance technology awareness among students. A digital India is possible only if the benefits of technology reaches the grassroots level. The Rural IT Quiz program is a shining example in this direction. I truly appreciate the efforts of TCS and my department for the partnering with the state year on year for consecutive 22 years. Now, I am pleased to announce the results, much weighted results of Rural IT Quiz 2021 National Finals, and the winner is Ayush Chauhan from BSP Senior Secondary School, Durg, Chhattisgarh, and runner-up is Priyanshu Sinha from KDAV School, Jamnagar, Gujarat. Heartily congratulations and wish you great success in future. I would also like to congratulate all the finalists in this very exciting quiz competition. According to me, each one of you is a winner. Indeed, you have made all of us proud. Keep it up. Namaskar. Jai Hind. Jai Karnataka.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Truly a pleasure to have someone like you and someone like you in public life. and especially as part of this wonderful quiz and the continued support that comes from you, your ministry, and the government of Karnataka. Truly appreciate that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, all great things must come to an end, and from me, Pickbrain, here today, after that remarkable final, a big thank you to all our guests, a big congratulations to our two champions, and to all of you. Till we meet again a year from now in the 2022 edition of this quiz. It's me, Pickbrain, on behalf of Tata Consultancy Services, on behalf of all the participating governments, on behalf of the government of Karnataka, thanking you and requesting you to continue to stay safe and keep quizzing. Till we meet again, goodbye.